Hi everyone, this is Samrat Kishor. I welcome you once again to the Baseline Show in India. Another lovely evening on a Thursday, as we've now started doing this show on Thursday evenings at 6 p.m. India time. As always, I wholeheartedly welcome all of you who are watching us today or watching us in future. With me, I have Mark Hattle, who's been kind enough again to wake up this morning and join us for the Baseline Show, as he's been doing for almost a year. Just before starting the show, we were talking about that the fact that we are going to complete almost a year doing the India show, and I'm glad we've reached somewhere in terms of informing people about Baseline, in terms of gathering a community around baseline in India, and also overall, the numbers have grown. I also have with myself Chandan Gupta, who's joining us from Dubai. Thank you so much, Chandan, for making time and joining us for the Baseline Show in India today. We are all very excited about the profession that you are currently in. So for our viewers, Chandan is a full time trader. He trades in everything that can make money. As I'm told, I would let Chandan to describe more about what he's doing and how he's doing it, and how he analyzes crypto projects, etc. Let me also take this opportunity to thank everybody who's been supporting us um, on various social media posts. I think we've been posting a lot of facts about what's going on in baseline, what are the new things, what are the upcoming things, and we are garnering a lot of support. So thank you so much. Please keep uh, posting about baseline and also supporting our posts, because that's extremely crucial for taking things to the masses, because uh, baseline is all about industry adoption. We want to see uh, enterprise grade baseline implementations very very soon. I think that is now, we're just, Mark, what do you feel? Are we in the last mile
Are we in the last mile for
in enterprise implementation of baselining?
I would say we're in the last mile. It's one of those where I would like to have a more rapid cadence, but it's one of those where we are really at the point to where this is really where we learn so much of how right were we in our predictions and how diligent were we in setting up everything to get it ready for adoption. And so it's definitely the last mile. And it's one of those that no one ever thinks about until they find themselves staring it in the face. That
Awesome.
all of a sudden, like, here we are. Wait, yes, we've built the idea. What does it take to implement them? And that's when a lot of things that you never thought of before start to show up. And so, like, where is the attachment point? How is it that we want to get everyone onboarded? Where do you start?
Right.
What is it that how do you all of a sudden get this load up your data sets and those of your counterparties to where you can then align and then start to set up and maintain that constant state of synchronization.
Right.
uh,
So if you're a SaaS company and watching us, do hop on the baseline bus as soon as you can. I've just displayed the baseline protocol.org. That's our website. Go to baseline-protocol.org. You'll get two very interesting buttons. I'm not talking about the rest of the web page. Two interesting buttons. One is get involved. You get involved in any capacity. You can help us with outreach. You can help us with coding. You can help us with just making introductions for companies to hop on to the baseline bus. The second one, most important button, is get baseline. If you're a company who wants to explore baseline, but do not want to spend months into implementation projects, use one of our already very advanced members, community members. There are companies in the community who have achieved major advances in this technology, and they can help you get baseline very very fast. So click on that button, get in touch with one of our sponsors, and they will make sure that you get baseline very very fast. So and I invite Mark again. Mark, you are the lead for outreach, and nobody apart from you can describe baselining. So, quick 30 seconds. What is baselining?
Baselining, basically, it's a set of tools and libraries that are all open source that is used to coordinate data sharing and handoff through zero knowledge in a multi-party process environment. This is a way that I can basically prove consistency between two or more state machines. So what does that mean? It means that my purchase order matches your invoice, which matches their bill. And we know that all of them are aligned. And we can then go ahead and conduct our transactions. We can basically do our business logic or business purpose, knowing that our data sets are aligned. And this is especially for environments to where we either are unable or unwilling to actually share the data, but we need to know that it is aligned. And people are like, how can that happen? And I said, there's this beautiful thing called a zero knowledge proof. And it's fairly easy to explain, even though the math is hard, to where I don't have to show you a data set, the actual data myself, but I can show you a mathematical proof that shows that it is aligned with what yours is. And that's good enough for us. And zero knowledge, everybody's like, how can you prove something to me without showing me? It's just human nature. I mean, I got to see it with my own eyes.
Yeah,
And I sit there and I say, well, this is a way of doing it is the zero knowledge proof algorithm. The engine there will scan one data set, scan the other data set, assign both of them a fingerprint, and then compare the fingerprints. So again, it's close enough, but it's the best thing for environments to where I don't want you seeing all of my data. I don't want you either by competitive position or maybe through data privacy. I'm not allowed to allow you to see this data, but we still need to a business purpose. We still need to get something done. So this is the best way of doing it. So, what does that mean? It means that it takes your cycle times down to mere minutes, where before they could have been days, weeks, or months.
yeah,
Your
or
office,
even totally eliminate reconciliations.
yeah, your back office reconciliations, which are about 40% of your operational costs, just in the make good and the inefficiencies. Um, and then, I can actually coordinate several parties in a multi party environment. And that includes people that I do business with multiple times a day, or it includes people that I may do business with once a quarter, or once a year, or once every 5 years. But it allows that we don't have to go through that costly and time intensive setup just to make sure that we're aligned.
Yeah,
So I mean, several industries such as any supply chain, trading and settlement, finance, accounting, and procurement, and of course you always hear me talk about healthcare.
yeah,
That is those are the ones that really can work, can benefit tremendously from baseline. And many of these industries have been working on projects that were blockchain based, and baseline does have a blockchain element to it, just in that proof, a way of having the proof. But when you look at it from an enterprise setting, blockchain, well, it had a lot of capabilities that were really attractive. The actual implementation was a little bit different. It's like, okay, what am I displacing within my current architecture?
yeah,
What do I need to rip and replace? And really, much of the function that blockchain applications were meant to address were going to be ERP systems, or they were going to be CRM systems. And these are very large, multi-million dollar investments with painful implementations. No one wants to relive those.
yeah,
So, the thrust there is those systems aren't going anywhere. So your blockchain solution, may have some advantages, but practically it's not going to be, able to, it's not going to happen. Baseline is different. Baseline says, okay, we're going to use blockchain, the capability as middleware, so that instead of having that single source of truth that everybody, was talking about, we now have that root of trust. To where basically I can prove, you know, I can't. It's not enough to agree. It's not enough to acknowledge when you can prove that all of us are aligned. And so
Absolutely,
that way,
absolutely. Higher degree of confidence on transactions and counterparties,
correct.
reduce counterparty risk. I think that's something which is just glue for me. You know, it's helping us reduce transaction costs. It's helping us reduce risk in
Hmm.
general. So that's awesome. And I've just displayed for our viewers some resources we found very useful on Matter Labs. Do check this out on ZK. Word on the street is that zero knowledge is going to become mainstream in 2022. So do go check out zero knowledge proof resources. There's also the baseline standard, which is available on GitHub. All the code is there. It's all open source. You can also yeah, add a blip. Blip is something which we are very excited about. These are baseline improvement proposals. If you have an idea which can be implemented using baseline, bring it to us. You may get a grant to work on it, and plus lots and lots of good karma. So yeah, with that, let me invite Chandan, our guest today, to introduce himself and yeah, tell us a little more about the profession and how do you analyze, Chandan. I'm really keen to know. You will not tell out your secret formula, but yeah, educate our viewers on how do you go about doing what you do.
Very well. First of all, whatever I learned from knowing baseline, it was really handful, and as I also feel, as Mark explained it, it's really beautiful when a transaction is happening and the data is not even shared. It's a type of it's a type of theory which was not existing so far.
Yeah.
And if it was existing, those CRMs are really very expensive with such type of differentiation and setups. Very well. So, hi, my name is Chandan Gupta, as you all know, and I've been working as a full-time trader since last 6 years, you can say. But professionally, I've taken this profession in last 4 years. It was like 2017 when the Bitcoin started dropping, and that was the time when I started entering. So that's where my graph started. As you all as you asked me that you wanted to know what's my secret formula. So the trading is something which does not have any secret formula. Trading is something, it's a psychology. It's a psychology of a human being where you buy something for a cheaper price and you want to sell it at a higher price, making a profit. Now, this psychology we have been taught by our ancestors, by our parents, by our teachers, by the market, by everybody. But when it comes to a screen and we are sitting on a stock market, we just think a little differently and we are a little worried forgetting the basic fundamental, which is buying it cheap and selling it at a high price. So I think we have lost Samrat. So basically, what happens here is like, okay. So basically, what happens in a trading format is a person who does a trading needs to understand. I'm so sorry, it's my daughter who's making a little sound in the background. I think that should be fine.
It's a new
So what
world.
happens? It is indeed. So what happens exactly is whenever a trader looks at a chart while making a trade, he needs to understand what is the base price of that product or a commodity or a forex or whatever it is. He needs to understand that what is the lowest and what could be the highest. So after knowing these ranges, what he needs to understand next is where is he located in between of these 2 points. Is he located on the upper part of the highest, or is he located on the lower part of the lowest? If
Hmm.
he's located on the upper part of the highest price, a simple logic says when it reaches to the highest, it might fall down. Why it might fall down? Because once the people who bought at lowest reaches to the highest, they want to sell it, and the prices fall down. Now that is why these waves and graphs they have changes and all these things happen. As Kishore, I would love to ask you how much is your interest in trading and analyzing the charts? I think Mark, we have got some glue with Kishore again.
Yeah, Samrat, can you see us or no? Yeah, actually, I believe his screen is frozen. technology
Yeah.
when it works.
I think he's thinking about the chart but on which he wants a little technical analysis on.
Yeah, I think he's going to drop and then rejoin.
Come back in. Fine.
And
So, Mark, let us talk about that. Do you analyze charts? Do you do the trading part?
Analyze charts, yes. Do I get as granular as many people, start to do because that's their jobs?
Okay.
I don't, but I sit there and I look for patterns and I look for trends, and charts, of course, give us the best uh, 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 graphic representation of that.
Hmm.
My background has been was in enterprise risk management, and so it was
Okay.
all about okay, let's see what we can do by looking at historical patterns. How can we reasonably, infer and project what might happen in the future based on what's in the past? That's what that industry does. Now, of course, the equities in the trading industry is the first to tell you that past performance has no indication of future results. And I think
Absolutely
that's
right.
really, I think that's really much of a covering your bases, just to say, hey, if you lose a lot of money by listening to us, it's not our fault. You
It's
did
not a
it.
fault.
You were the one that hit that hit buy or hit sell. But at the same time, a lot of that is based on data and insights, and how good is the data? How good are the insights? How how old is it? How current?
Hmm.
That sort of stuff. What does it say, and is it actually looking at the right things? And you really, in trying to invest, you want to try and look for opportunities, ideally that other people are not looking at. You know, I
Absolutely right.
commonly I commonly tell something. It's like when crypto really started to become aware and almost going mainstream. It's
Hmm.
really interesting because I had so many people coming in there and saying, what do I do with this new asset class? And I said, well, it's one of those things where there's the use of it, but do you want to use it or do you want to, sell it to somebody that will pay you more than what you, paid for it yourself? And so and looking at patterns and trends, you start to say, what can I do to see what may be happening around the next corner or over the next hill, based on what I've seen. So if you want to get information, you know, that's going to give you the best opportunity, for a good return. But I do commonly tell everyone once you see a bandwagon, once everybody's doing it, it's already too late. The best you're going
Correct.
to do is
Correct.
have these small incremental returns. So,
It's correct.
which is
Absolutely right. So that's where a trader part comes into the action, where I think the sound is echoing.
we got an
Do
echo.
Should I
you
mute and check?
echo?
Yes, I do have echo.
Okay. I somehow got kicked out. I went to YouTube and I saw the show was still on. So I was like, okay, let me refresh the browser. I refresh
Well,
the back in. So I
this
don't
is where
know.
the host goes.
Yeah. See. So yeah, it's been yeah, this platform has been giving us all um, it's been amazing us with these few days. But never mind. Can you still hear any echo?
Now the echo is gone. The echo
Now
is
the echo is
completely gone.
gone. Okay, Mark, everything okay on your side? You hear
So far,
okay?
yes.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Let's continue then. Sorry.
All right. So as me and Mark were discussing, once you disappeared and went on the YouTube, that how people were used to how people use. As he also told me his own analysis and his experience with looking at patterns on the charts, where he used to use it not in the terms of making money on a trading chart, but he used to use it for his own analysis, which helped him to analyze the data for his own company, for his work. The same thing happens when you look at a chart of of any product of any crypto or of any forex or commodity. Once we look at a chart, we analyze how many people are there, which is known as the volume. Then we analyze what is the momentum of these people. Are these people confused? See, a bunch of people make trades. And these bunch of people, when they make trades, the movement in the candle comes.
Hmm.
That movement in the candle, let us suppose this finger is a complete chart height. Half people are here which are selling, and two halves are there who are buying. So it's quite obvious to understand that this part is much heavier than the small selling people, correct? The price will eventually move up because the buyers are more than the sellers. So this is what I just analyze, and on an intraday, I take a trade, and that's how the trading happens. I'm going to
That's
explain
it.
you more once you give me a little time, and once you have your own
Sure,
way of
sure, sure,
asking,
sure. So this is not
then I'm gonna.
technical analysis 101, but still, you can take your time, and you can also talk about the exchange business that you were talking about when you where you sort
See,
of manage what goes on in an exchange.
I
Let's
I
also tell our
work as
users.
an
Our
see, I'll tell you, I work for a crypto exchange where I analyze charts. I help them in analyzing charts. I help them in getting to know where the momentum of which crypto is moving along with the FA, which is the fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is completely and entirely depending upon the news and the forecasts and the tweets and the Facebook, where all the information comes from. And we calibrate the fundamental analysis as our first knowledge, and the second knowledge of verifying that fundamental analysis with our technical analysis. So if the fundamental analysis says that Samrat has to go to America, we will compare it in the chart with our technical analysis that yes, the movement of his car shows that he's moving to America. So it gives us a confidence to understand and give a prediction that within this much time, he should move and reach America until and unless there is a disaster happening in between, like COVID, and he's stuck in Europe. You got the logic, right? So that's what happens in the chart. So, do you want me to show you with a few examples on by
sure,
sharing my
sure.
screen? I
Go
can,
ahead.
I can.
Share your screen.
All right. So, what do you want to go
We
ahead
are
with?
very
Should we
curious people.
should we take the UBT,
Why,
or should we
why
take the
not?
Bitcoin
Why don't
first?
you take UBT? I hope the UBT community is watching us, and yeah, why don't we
Uh,
look at UBT and talk a little about that?
all right. Frankly speaking, I'm looking at the chart of UBT for the first time. I haven't looked at still.
Yeah, fair
So
disclaimer. Okay.
let's see what UBT tells us, what he's gonna do in the future and what he's doing in the present. So I can share my screen. Just give me a quick second.
Yeah.
Right.
And for the viewers, I can tell you guys, I literally sent Chandan the link to base to baseledger.net just about 25 minutes before we logged on to the show.
And I haven't gone with the UBT still with that link.
Okay, there
So
you are.
yeah, let us see what does UBT does on the charts in the technical analysis. I think Bittrex should be fine. UBT USD UBT should be fair enough to
But
take.
this is not any investment advice, guys. Please,
Of
let's
course
give
not.
a disclaimer. This is just, I mean, Chandan is just showing us how people take decisions on any token.
All right. So this is UBT, Unibright, in comparing with the US dollar. This is a monthly chart which I have taken. One candle stands for 1 month. And according to this candle, you can, as you are very new to trading, Samrat, I understand.
Well,
Hello.
active trading, yes. To cryptocurrencies, no. So yes, you can say that. You can call me a noob. I like to be called a noob.
Nobody's a noob in trading. As I told you, these were the things which our ancestors taught us. So as you can see in the monthly chart, this is the base and this is the top. Correct? I have marked the complete monthly chart in a base and in a top in this. The base and the top shows us the areas. Just a quick second. The areas, which is this area, and this area. All right, my bad. Now these two areas show us a price range here, and here. Perfect. Can you see the black line on the top?
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is the highest price it went up to. That is 4.44 cents. Perfect. And do you
Yep.
see the blue line here?
Yeah.
This is the lowest price line, which is 0.27 cents something. Perfect. Very frankly, it shows us how much the price can move from here to there. Now the price started from 0.227, 0.27 cents, and it started jumping. In the year 2020, month of April, it reached its highest, which was 2.35, and then it came down to some area, which was 0.72 cents again. And then it started jumping back again when the last pump came in August 2021, and it gave us a very good 0.46, which is almost 35 times of what the price started from, correct?
Well, yeah,
So any
this is an amazing community which we've seen, and I think the numbers have also grown a lot. And by the way, since we had the topic of UBT, Base Ledger at the time of recording this video, Base Ledger is the only place to be for baselining. So if you want a baseline, you got to go to Base Ledger.
so this increase of 35% prices of UBT coin, UBT token, gives us a significant interest as well. When people start buying it, when money starts to come in this unit, the prices reaches up. But all
Hmm.
of a sudden, I think this was the time of COVID, 1st of September 2021. Bitcoin started falling down, and thus everything else also. A sell-off happened, and the prices started coming down. Now, what people need to understand in the end, any any product, any token, any or anything in which you are investing to, until and unless until and unless it is not having a proper volume in it. A proper volume could be anything. Example, if I have something in my hand which is priced zero, if you will put $100 in it, its price will become $100. When this product will be broken and divided into three people, it means that 100 divided by 3, I think it should be 33.99. No,
3133. Yeah.
yes, 33 point something. So these three pieces will single piece price 33.3 divided into three people. Let us suppose this piece lost its value, but until and unless $33 is its value, even if the dollar goes down, there has to be left with the value. There has to be some value left to zero, correct? So according to that thing, people saw that the market is dumping down with the Bitcoin, which you can also say it's the mother currency, or yeah, you can say call it as a mother
Yeah.
currency. When it started,
I was just
everything
going to
else
say.
started dumping.
Yeah, I was actually talking to somebody yesterday on an interview, and I was saying the same thing that they were saying that recent stat shows that the Bitcoin usage has gone up from 40%. The market dominance has gone from 40% to 47%. I was like, yeah, maybe people are returning home. They're liquidating their riskier bets, and they're just coming back to Bitcoin. It's probably that.
You can say that.
Yeah.
Actually, see, the basic and the main movements whenever they come in any chart, it comes because of the sharks in our language, or you can say because of the
Yeah.
institutional traders who
Whales
are
and
working with millions and billions of dollars,
yeah.
not because of us or you or me who are just the retail traders. We are the retail traders who pump to a maximum of a few million, making a few million, which, all right, I'll show you in the chart. It will be understandable. This is a monthly chart where correct? If I will put it on a daily chart, will be divided into a lot of candles where one candle will be one day. Now this is a daily chart where one candle is one day. Perfect. Now these people
Yeah.
These sharks, when they are pumping something, a downline, when sharks put their money here and we see that it's going up, retailers, these people, this is all retail money. All right. So you can say that the institutional traders, they give way to any trade in any chart. And
Hmm.
according to its ways, how it's going, we retailers, we pump our money in it. When we see that the shark, acha, one more thing I would like to tell you, the drop which happened, it happened because Bitcoin was dumped, because Bitcoin was dumped big time through the sharks or through the institutional traders, through the banks. And then the same thing has started happening here. This single wick and this candle, if you will see before the red one, the middle one, this one, this is an institutional trading sellout. Once the trading sellout happened, one more institutional trader sold it, made a very big selling day. The retailers thought it might come up because they have invested here all the money and they will try all the way to save it. The more up it goes, the more money they make. The
Hmm.
down it goes, it occurs like a loss for them. So what they did here, they started supporting it. Then maybe it's just a
Yeah.
downfall for a few days, 2 days finished, and let us support it. It will come up. But
Actually,
again,
that's the aspect I want to discuss with you, Chandan. So when you look at a crypto project particularly, and
mhm,
since Unibright has some value about the UB token has value because of baseline. So and you already said that baseline is an amazing concept which you had not seen before.
yes,
So it's like a so what role does this play? In ensuring not maybe ballistic growth or the moon or Lambo type of growth, but what does it do for a token in the long term? How does it ensure longevity?
the longevity. The point of longevity is always there. See, a product is launched by a company. Now that product is there in the market along with its own stock. A bunch of people makes buy that product, buy the stocks of that product, and makes the volume of it. This volume is a very big thing. When the product works good, when the product is having a potential of capturing the market, people are interested into that product. The word of mouth, the business concept works,
Yeah.
and then the volume eventually increases into the market as well. Thinking that because the product is good, the price of the product on the stock market is always also eventually gonna increase. That's where the buying and selling increases. Same like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is one of the most, you can say, a non-product based stock, which
Why
is
don't we
there as a
why don't we
crypto.
yeah why don't we bring up Bitcoin here?
All right, I'll bring Bitcoin. Let
Yeah.
us have a little, if you want, a little more on Unibright, on UBT,
Sure.
because as I see here, I feel right now the present stage is this, which is one of the lowest. We are sitting here in the prices of UBT, and this price, as according to me, is one of the lowest of the prices that we have. Now, from the monthly, let us go to the daily and see if there is a change coming in the prices. All right, as I can see, we are sitting almost how much is this? 0.027. We are sitting at a price of around zero point zero 0.03 cents above from the base or you can say from the lowest price, and along with that the volume of UBT is showing good effort of moving up here. Now as UBT also came down and broke that lowest price before, if I marked it here, now this blue line, the second blue line, let us mark it as a red one. Now this red line, if the price if the price came down here and jumped back, it can be a first scenario of UBT increasing its token price. UBT catching up with increased price and volume getting increased. The second scenario which I see here, because there is a push here in the prices, as I can see here in the volume as well, due to the VIX and with the candles. A second scenario can come that UBT slowly and steadily consolidates here for a few days or for a month or so, and then once it breaks this height, it climbs up to where that is not said. That cannot be said at so far right now.
Yeah.
But yes, it can move up once it breaks this place. This is the second scenario. The third scenario, still with such a token, the third scenario might not be possible because COVID is already controlled and Bitcoin will somehow again reach its own place. The third scenario is this that UBT goes down, not able to go up with the resistance, and eventually comes more down to a much worse price that we have at present.
No, but I think, and we are all friends of UBD, so I think it's a big, it's a, I think March and the mainnet went live, so I think there's a lot of action which is waiting to happen around it. So I don't see any scenarios where it's going to go down, right, Mark? I mean, I don't personally see any events causing, yeah, it to go down further. I think whatever we're seeing is probably because of the sporadic sell off here and there, but my definite opinion is, and it's just my opinion, which is it's
Mhm.
so many things under the wraps right now. There's so many things waiting to happen. So uh, definitely talking positive here.
No,
Well, I mean,
things are positive here. As I see the chart,
Hmm.
the first thing and the definite thing I can tell you is this is a weekly chart of the same UBT, and according to the weekly chart, let me remove this, make it a little more on the right. All right. What I see here is because the present week candle has
Hmm.
not broken the last week's lower low, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week. Okay, 3 weeks before, it made a low, which is this point, which is this point. All right. And the present week, which still has 3 days, 11 hours left in finishing, still has not broken, still has not broken the 3 weeks before low, which is a very, very good sign that there might be consolidation at this place, at this place. And within the consolidation, it will make a very good support and it might move up. Again, these are all speculations.
Hmm.
Speculations are done and supported only when the momentum of the market help and support us. You get that? At present, I see it's gonna go up eventually. It's not gonna go down more than what it has already went up to. And how much it will go up, that is also very visible here. That
Hmm.
is also very visible here because the support which I see here on 1.61, if the market eventually started climbing for UBT, $1.61 are nothing hard for it. Nothing hard so far. So I think your community should support and make UBT more stronger, make it more healthier by you can say doing more marketing, buying more UBT, and eventually it will gain a momentum where you guys will be able to attract outsiders where they will invest more and eventually it will move up to 1.61. So
Hmm.
this is what I right now understand with the UBT. Now, if you want to go with the Bitcoin, I actually was working with Bitcoin today, and a lot of things were there with Bitcoin.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
so
this
this
will be good
is
to see. But Chandan, just letting you know, we have
Mhm.
about, because I'm trying to, and this is something which I got as a feedback. I'm trying to cut down the duration of the show, so we have about 10-15 minutes just to go.
All right. So within 5 minutes, I'm going to explain you Bitcoin, what it's going to do, what it's doing, and
Uh,
then overall to you. Right now, Bitcoin is doing good. Actually, Bitcoin is doing good. It is showing us signs where it will eventually go down. As I have explained here, there are four scenarios here. I think it's easily readable. First scenario, it will fight here with this gray area and come down. Second scenario, it's gonna fight here on the gray area, go up more, and on the second gray area, which is a very sellers are sitting here, it's gonna fight there and eventually it's gonna go down. The third scenario is it's gonna consolidate here for a few days and then it's gonna go down. And the fourth scenario, which is very, very impossible, which I don't see anywhere happening nearby, that's gonna go up and up and up, and somewhere here it's gonna fight back with the all-time high price again.
mm,
Now, fourth scenario, as I have written here, it's unexpected because of the bearish side. People are negative, psychology is negative, and it's a very strong downtrend in the end. Until and unless this downtrend, this marked downtrend, is not broken, the psychology of people to buy it for the retailers cannot be changed, and we cannot do it. It can only happen with a bunch of sharks who are eager to change the momentum of Bitcoin by pumping money in. So far, nothing so far like that. Although, as I've written in the point two, also consolidating at the moment, taking support also does not show proper momentum for BTC to take path four. Going up is still not very valid because the momentum and the consolidation is not having money in it. Is not having money means whenever you see a candle, the solid part, the colored part, shows us the volume. It's a mixture of volume and momentum. Now, when I see this, there is no momentum in it. There is nobody buying or selling it at the proper pace. That is why BTC is just at a price on which it was sitting from since last a few days, just going a little up, going a little down, and then just playing it around. Now, as I see, BTC pumped yesterday. Very good. Sorry. Yeah. BTC pumped on 30th of May. Very good. And then it started coming down. At present price 29,655. But still, why is it a good thing and a hope for BTC to go up? Because still it is on a very good trend of moving up. It has still not shown that it's going to break the channel down, break the support, which is this brownish yellowish thing, and it's going to go down. Until and unless it does not do this, we are still hoping for BTC to go up and up and up. But the momentum presently says the BTC should come down to 13,000, and then it should go up. Before coming to 13,000, it should not go up until and unless Elon Musk or somebody else in a group starts asking on Twitter, please pump it. Until and unless it's not going to go up.
Interesting, interesting. No, yeah, our friend Elon Musk. We invite Elon Musk on our shows sometimes when we talk about, and there is Mr. Ambani and Mr. Elon Musk. Both of them are here, and we talk to our speakers about, what do they think is the next innovative idea and the next most revenue making idea, considering their strong.
See, what I can suggest is because I have seen a lot of in trading, in my experience so far, I've seen a lot of cryptos, a lot of tokens, and I do trade on a lot of invalid tokens as well, valid tokens as well. A valid token, you can say Matic within these last 2 years
Hmm.
reached 2,000 to 3,000 times higher than its own price. What was the point? What valid work has it done till today? Zero. All right. So, but a product
Ooh, that's very.
which is, that's right. Okay. But a valid product like Solana has done a lot of things, a lot of NFT platforms, a lot of the blockchain of Solana is a very useful blockchain of Solana.
Okay.
It can be used for many things. Now, different tokens have shown different ways of doing things. Some tokens promise you to invest money in it, eventually you get profit. Some tokens eventually help you making money as well as product as well as enhancements of their product as well. What they write in the white paper, they prove it within that
Right.
specific period of time.
Right.
So both these things actually are connected to each other.
Well,
You get that?
I definitely believe that, and in again, just saying it out loud again because viewers are watching us. It is all Chandan's personal research, which he's sharing with us today. None of us, Mark and I, we disassociate with all these opinions. I don't want to. I don't want to give out any official advice to anybody else. So, Chandan, are you done with sharing the analysis with us, so we can stop sharing the screen and maybe we can just have a chat? Oh, did we lose him?
Uh, Definitely audio.
Because his screen sharing is also gone.
Oh, the screen sharing is also on, but we're not seeing the technology.
Yeah, this is weird. I don't know. I'm going to ask John if he also has same issues again and again.
I will just say that while we're trying for that to work out, Daryl Fowler in the chat raises a very interesting point to where you want to make it easier for an easier barrier of entry for new investors to come and buy a lot of these asset classes because many of them don't quite understand, uh, you know, how do I get involved? How can I? I commonly have people saying I want to buy some Bitcoin or some Ether or any of the other cryptos and stuff. How do I get started in all this? And I asked them, I said, well, do you have an account at your broker like Charles Schwab or Fidelity or in any one of those? And they're like, well, yeah. And I said, call them. I said, crypto is mainstream now. This is not something that is just off on there. I said, if you want to go ahead and do this, let the professionals help you. So
Right. Agree. Agree. We have a comment on YouTube. It says we need new top exchanges for new buyers and more exposure. Make easier for new investors to buy. So yeah, Chandan, what's up? I hope you're okay. By
See,
the way, I think you woke
I'm
up.
good. I'm good. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. I just got
okay for a second.
the network was just went down.
Okay.
See, the basic funda or the basic essence of this business is like you should stay. Whatever promises the token is making. E- Everybody does mistakes. Everybody is not able to fulfill it in a specific period of time. We understand that. Even Bitcoin has not done a lot of things as as after Mr. Satoshi, the rumors came out like to be. We still don't have the Bitcoin in our voting systems, in our election systems. We don't have it in a lot of places. Still, the research is going on, and eventually, one day, we'll see it. Blockchain and a lot of tokens working in a lot of places. The basic thing is to stay. If you have a product and you are able to make it stay for a very, very, very long time, it will give you the promise because eventually, the buyers, the volumes gonna increase slowly and steadily, and once it reaches to a point where it is tradable,
Yeah.
you start making money. Your product value increases eventually. This is how companies within a night they pay. That's what happens.
Yeah.
So, along with any project, that's running in behind, you have to have a backup plan to sustain it for a long time. Best example is the meme coin. How could I forget its name? Dodge.
Hmm.
It's sustained. It's sustained for how long? 8 years, man. After 8 years, only one day changed lives of so many people. Actually, literally speaking, and it
People
it
were
it
looking
it,
for their
it
wallets.
gave
They kept their gold coin.
a lot of people I know who bought Dodge just for fun, and they have Ferraris just for fun now. So
Interesting.
now, the basic thing in Dodge is Dodge. What is Dodge? It's a meme coin. Come on, it's not even a utility token. It's not.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
It's
It's
nothing.
a. It's a. It's something. But what I understood after looking at the complete scenario, what happened with Dodge was that yes, if you have a community, if you have a specific community where you can get example, China and India, one of the biggest populations. If I You or Mark are able to take a single dollar from each and every person of India. We're going to have around 140 crore rupees in our hand at the same time. Sorry, not rupees, dollars at the same time, correct? Now, if these people, we give them a token of $1, it's a very simple example to understand. If we give them a token of $1, you take this token of $1, invest $1 in it. We're going to give you one token. All right. 140 crore dollars. How much effect will come when all the people will put their $1 in that token? How much would be the price come to? $1, correct? Your zero token price after putting $1 will become $1 token. Now that $1 token is eventually gonna play a lot of game now because money is the only thing which does not sit and relax. Okay? People will sell and people will buy because it is at $1. Eventually, the game is to sustain. The more you sustain, the more community you can grow, the more money you can increase of your product. The more money, it's quite simple to understand. It's not a game, it's not a marketing strategy. Come to me, give me 100 rupees. 100 people give me 100 rupees, makes 100,000. My value becomes 100,000. And because I am giving you the money, I am the product. Your value increases, your investment increases as well. The more longer we increase it, the more profit we're going to make. When we are making profit, when people see our charts, outsiders going to enter. Extra money is going to pump in. That's how the chart goes. That's how the product goes. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I agree. So I think that was a very interesting conversation, Chandan. I think we could just go on and on. You know, all of us have been for so long in the crypto space that we just go on and on for about various tokens. So let's sort of try and bring this to conclusion today's show. So it's been very interesting hosting you today. Let's in the just in the last segment, let's talk about a little bit about crypto exchanges. So how they operate, how they're making money, how they're regulated, are they even regulated by anything, or are they, and what are they doing about cybersecurity?
See, this is 2022. Most of the exchanges are regulated. But the sad part is they are regulated from such countries where regulations are not true to be good. Good to be true, you can say. But it's like true to be good. Why? Because if a country like Vanuatu or Malta gives you an exchange where world's biggest um, volume of crypto is there. People think that it's licensed, but for me, it's like my money is already gone. I don't know when Malta will say we don't know this guy, correct? But if it's United States of America, it's UAE, or if it's Indian government saying this, or if it's a very big community of Europe saying it, that we have got this exchange registered with us, I've got a faith. My money is somewhere where the people I can catch on. So you, while entering into an exchange as an investor or as a token or as a business owner or as an entrepreneur, whatever you are, you need to understand the credibility of that exchange. If he is having a license, where is he licensed with? Which countries? Recently, Binance got registered with first Bahrain. Bahrain is a very small island in Gulf, and I don't know still a lot of people in this world know about Bahrain, but they do know about Dubai. So on the third day, when they registered with Bahrain, they made the contacts, and on the third day, they were able to get the license from Dubai as well.
Hmm.
This gives them an exposure. All right. Once they got the license in Dubai, yesterday I saw they got a license in a lot of places, and yesterday it was Italy. So they entered Europe. Now they are completely white label.
Hmm.
Now investing in Binance is quite safe because they've got a lot of custodial accounts where insurance is given to the custody of the amounts, of the funds, of the currencies, of the cryptos, where even if anything happens, like empty gox happened quite a few couple of decade ago, I know they cannot say, sorry, sir, your 10 bitcoins are gone with the theft which happened here, and we're going to return to you. And after 1 year, I didn't even receive one. I received only half out of 10. So this cannot happen now. This cannot be used as a legit weapon by exchanges, because after the insurance, they our money is secured. The third thing about the security, being an exchange, we do take care of the security a lot. But along with the security, as a baseline is there, baseline protocol is there, and who knows better about security than you? A lot of research and a lot of efforts are there on the security, because security is not something for an exchange which is like, oh my god, my exchange is hacked. No, it's not hacked. People, okay, things can happen when it's not working properly, and you don't know why it's not working properly. Half of the people or clients who are taking trades, they are having hazels. Why is it not happening? Why is it not happening properly? You thought it's a developer's mistake. No, it's not a developer's mistake. There is something happening with the threshold of the data in background which is causing your exchange to stop on specific coins. And this is how a very big exchange screwed up the life of a coin or a token for a few days. You get me, right? So yes, security of an exchange is very, very important, with which has to be followed by a very proper protocol. A company like Baseline, as you say, you should of course, being a security owner, or being a security token owner, or being an exchange owner, you should of course have a check on your security functions, your complete overall infrastructure, because without it, even I cannot trade on any exchange if the security is
Yeah,
surpassed.
yeah. Few days back, we I was speaking to some friends from Hacken, and they tell us so many interesting things about, what's going on, and how loose this, or tight the security can be, of a certain token, and a certain exchange. That is amazing, chat. Mark, do you have any final thoughts about today's discussion? How do we even get started with, I'm not able to wrap my head around what happened on the baseline show today. We analyzed tokens. We did something we never did before, having
We
a,
never
having a full
before.
time
Let's
trader.
look at it, when it comes to investments and stuff. And investments, of course, is what drives the innovation. I mean, that is the glue. That is the coin of the realm of
Yeah,
innovation is going to be money. Um, and it's really interesting that you start to see, a lot of the marketing dynamics and stuff, because I've had people come up and say, why did Bitcoin, top out at 63,000 US dollars per share, and then it hasn't gone above that before? And I said, well, you have marketplace dynamics. At that point, at those lofty heights, that's when you start to have profit taking, which is then going to, install the momentum and then bring it back down. I commonly would tell people, no tree grows to the sky. It's always going to be something that is going to bring it back down. And so it's really interesting, to watch all of these basic dynamics, that we've seen in other securities be applied, and demonstrated by, a lot of the crypto, as well as a lot of the hype and the panic and the stupidity and that. So yes.
Yeah, correct.
awesome. So here we are with today's show. I'd like to wrap up with big thanks to Chandan. Thank you so much for making time for today's baseline show in India, and thank you once again, Mark. I'd also like to thank our viewers. I see some viewers have stuck throughout the show, so thank you so much, guys, for watching us. Do share any feedback or comments you have with me via Telegram, via whatever channel you feel like. But do visit our website, baseline-protocol.org. Do like and subscribe. Do like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you on next Thursday with another interesting guest. Thank you all.